Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are doing something a little bit different. Well, maybe not that much different, and not very original, but we are trying to be sustainable, right, with our purchases and also be baddies on a budget, right? So I've been on a whole thrifting. I don't know. I'm like rambling. I'm not finding the right words today. It's that time of the month. I'm feeling groggy. I'm feeling greasy. I'm having a lot of fog. So excuse me already if I am losing the words to say. But essentially, I wanted to challenge myself to stay within a budget while thrifting over the weekend. And so what I decided to do is input numbers into a wheel with the maximum being 50, as you can see here, increments of 5, so starting at $5 to $50, and I spun a wheel. And as you can see, lo and behold, we fell on a budget of $45. I wasn't going in with any intention of purchasing much, to be honest, because I'm very happy with my wardrobe right now, but with summer coming around, obviously I would like to wear more dresses, skirts, and so I really focused on those sections of the thrift. I ended up going to two savers. I'm going to insert some footage here. There were a lot of cute pieces that I had left because one, I couldn't think of events that I could wear it or times where I could wear it. I mean, you can wear whatever you want, whenever you want, like who cares? Wear the fun pieces. But honestly, I wanted to be, as I've said, more intentional with my purchases. And so I hope that these pieces find a lovely home. So much good stuff, from matching suit leather jacket. Like, come on, this was stunning. And just dresses, other vintage dresses that loved, but not for my closet, not for me, and I'm not a reseller, so I didn't think it was worth to take home, even though I'll probably be thinking about one white dress, which I forgot to get some video of. But yeah, I didn't really find a lot of things that spoke to me. There were some pieces that I ended up taking home and probably be altering to fit my aesthetic a bit more. And I think that's the great thing about thrifting or even just shopping your closet, is that you can give new life to those pieces to wear. I feel like my cat Leo always loves to make his appearance while I'm chatting away at my camera. Anyway, so with the intention, right? $45 is the budget. Really wanted to stick to that. But yeah, I wasn't really trying to like buy with filling that budget. I wanted to cap myself at 45 if that were the case. And so I'm going to show you the items that I picked up. I only got 4 items, and I chose these items because I saw myself wearing these pieces for extended period of time. I feel like we sometimes get very excited about thrifting and then seeing the prices and like overbuying, and then we realize, like, they call it like thrift blindness, right? Like, why the heck did I go and purchase all these pieces? I was going to end up donating them again. And so really just trying to be intentional with my buying and knowing that I wanted dresses and maybe some, unique pieces to elevate my wardrobe, because my wardrobe is pretty neutral, I would say. I don't have a lot of print. I don't wear a lot of color unless it's like a pop of color, but I'm pretty minimal. I'm trying to be more courageous in my style. Like recently I got this beautiful gemstone vintage ring from Folk Vintage Co. out in Newport because I was there for a friend's wedding a couple weeks back. And I've been loving like the statement ring pieces and like the chunky jewelry. So doing these little changes to my aesthetic to kind of mix it up a little bit, and these have been bringing me joy and sparking joy. And so if I can invest in, little statement pieces every now and then, and if I can get them for a deal, even better, and not buying new. But anyway, let's get to the actual meat and potatoes of this video, where I show you the 4 pieces I picked up under a $45 budget. Okay, so one of the first pieces that I picked up, so I went to 2 savers. The first savers was more of a miss. I didn't see anything that really spoke to me, but I did end up finding 2 pieces. One from a Chinese brand, Sun Hong, $8.79. Okay, so we'll subtract that for 45. I'm gonna put it somewhere up on the screen, my total and how much is left over. I just thought this was a very beautiful print. It has, this traditional look of Chinese garments. So this fasten in the front. I don't know what this is called. I will look it up and I'll put it in the video. But I thought this was very cool. I'll put some footage in of how it actually looks on. It's a bit, it's older, it's been worn, like you can see that the threads are coming out, but I'm pretty sure that I can clean this up and it'll look brand spanking new. I'm considering tailoring this a little bit to make it more into a vest because I don't think the sleeves are as flattering on me, but let me know if I shouldn't. And I should just keep it as is and just find a way to style it. But who knows? I'm going to see how I can style this, but I thought this would be a unique addition to my closet. And you can tell that it's, it is vintage, but it also, like, the shoulder pads, like little shoulder pads always are a good indication that this was of a different time, right? So I think this will be a nice piece to add into my wardrobe. I'll show you a little snippet of how I've styled it. But okay, $8.79, right? I need a calculator to calculate budget. But anyway, we'll do that at the end. Next piece that I picked up from that same saver, y'all. So $11.49, right? Definitely vintage from a brand called Papel 2. And I think a good indication also of a vintage item, I do the reverse Google image search just to kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at. But when it says petites on it, normally you don't see that anymore in terms of on the labeling. So I think that's also a really good indication. But what sold me on this dress was it's 100% silk. It's rare that you find a garment that's so well constructed and is 100% of anything. So like cotton, silk, etc. And there is a lining which is also silk. Crazy. So definitely had to purchase this. This doesn't fit so well on my body as is, but I think with a few alterations, we'll make sure it does, because I will be wearing this all summer, the perfect little black dress. And yeah, she was too stunned to speak. She's perfect. I really, that's what I'm saying. Good constructed pieces are really hard to find at a reasonable price. And so that's why I think the thrift has so many hidden gems. It's always worth like going through the racks. And I've been really enjoying looking at the dresses to see what I can find. And 100% silk dress, I couldn't pass it up. Okay, so those were the 2 items that I got at the first savers. And then I ended up going to another. I should do some math. Okay, let me just. So $8.79, right? So $8.79 plus $11.49. Okay, this is gonna take me 8, 7, 4, 11, 12, 12, 8, 9, 10. So that's 20.28. So minus 45. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is like a math lesson. Painful, but we're here. 9, 7. So we're left with $25.72 from our $45 budget. Yes, if I'm doing this correctly. Okay, so on to our next pieces. So again, went to Savers. There was a lot more at the Savers that I really liked, but again, we were on a budget. I wanted to be intentional with my purchases. I wasn't just trying to buy everything that I thought was cute. I have a lot of clothes already. I have a problem. I know I have a problem. Clothing, shoe, jewelry problem. I need to actually should not be have been thrifting, but that's why we gave ourselves a budget. But anyway, I love Jones, New York things. So whenever I see vintage Jones, New York, I have to get it. The second dress that I found was this Jones, New York dress. The print, y'all, the print. I really feel like my mom probably owned something similar to this in the 90s when I was growing up. And so I hope that she still has it because maybe I just take it. But it's a long, I would say, maxi midi in between dress, but the flowers, it's so good. And it has a cowl neck detailing, $11.99, right? 100% rayon, but we are going to ignore that because beautifully constructed. Again, little sheer, probably, I don't know if you can see that through the, that can be picked up on camera, but there is a slip underneath, also sheer slip, but just beautiful. I was thinking like, just imagine walking down on summer evening in this. It just gave me like very romantic vibes for a nice dinner out on the town or just a day dress. Like I love this. Probably will be a little sweaty because of the 100% rayon, but it's okay. Again, this doesn't fit as well as it could, but I will alter it in the waist. I don't know if I should alter the neckline. It's not fitting like I thought it would fit or giving what I thought it would give. But I couldn't pass this up, y'all. She's so cute. Okay, so $11.99. And then the finale piece. I was scrolling once on Instagram and I do follow a lot of vintage resellers just to gain some inspo or, make that purchase because sometimes they find some good stuff and they do, they're out there doing the sourcing, finding all the good pieces to, clean up and send to us. So appreciate the work that they do because sometimes I don't think I would be able to do that stuff. But anyway, I had only recently learned of London Fog, the coat, not the drink, the coat, the trench coat. And I'm like, oh, that's very nice. But, sometimes, no shame on vintage resellers, but I think I saw someone selling it for like over $100. I'm like, I don't really need that coat. It's okay. Fine. It's cute. Whoever can afford it, great. Good for you. Very timeless style of coat. And guess what I found? Guess what I found? I found it. I found it at the Thrift, a London Fog coat. And guess how much I got it for? Guess. $11.99. And it's in beautiful condition. One of the buttons seems to have fallen off, and the person that probably had it before mended it back on with black thread, as you can see, but that doesn't really bother me, and I can always like remend it myself. But look at it. She is stunning. She is heavy. She's everything you would want in a trench coat. I have been wanting a trench coat of this color for a while, and trench coats are incredibly expensive, but you're paying for the quality, you're paying for longevity. But I got it for $11.99. And thank you. I'm pretty sure this Thorn person was the owner before. Thank you for donating this amazing coat to the thrift. And y'all, let me know if you know how to remove permanent marker from a label. But that doesn't bother me because it's on the inside, so that's totally fine. But it's just so beautifully constructed, and it was just it's crazy. Like, it's in amazing condition. But I think with $11.99, $22. So we were under, I think, more or less. I'm gonna just round it up to 12 to make the math easier for both pieces. So 12 and 12, so 24. So 24 minus 25.72. We are left with $1.72. But because I am a Saver super member or whatever that's called. When I input my phone number and purchase these pieces, I got a discount. So it ended up being $9.99 for the trench coat and $9.99 for the dress. We'll round up to 10, so $20 total, leaving us with $5.72 left, essentially $10 for a London fog coat. Pinch me. But anyway, so under budget, proud of me. Round of applause for some timeless pieces that I know I'll evolve with. I'm very happy with these purchases. And I am going to take a thrift break for a while because I don't need anything else right now. I have found a lot of really great constructive pieces. I'm very happy and pleased. I hope this motivates you to at least start thinking about going to the thrift store. You could make a day out of it with friends. I always think that's always really fun to go, and hopefully your friends don't have the same aesthetic as you, so you won't be fighting over things. I always have a fun time just seeing what is there, and then also looking at the tchotchkes and all the other home decor things. I think you can find a lot of cool things secondhand. It's just amazing what you can find and just revamp for your own wardrobe. So there really is, we have so much clothing that already exists in this world. And so there's definitely no need to buy something brand new. And a lot of the pieces, as I've said, either vintage, so they're beautifully constructed, or they're new with tags. So shop your local thrift, support your local thrift, like even your charity shops that are associated, sometimes with churches and stuff. They have a lot of good things. People donate a lot of nice, in like excellent condition items, whether it's home goods or clothing, etc. So it's worth just checking out what's in store, and always, always, always go in with a plan, because when you don't go in with a plan, it can get overwhelming. And so that's where I can see that people can get like put off by thrifting, or thinking that like, oh, it's dirty, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's why you have a laundry machine. Like, don't you wash your hands? Don't you wash your own clothes? Just throw it in the laundry machine. It's not a big deal. It can be dusty, so just be prepared if you're like a little sensitive to allergies. But the Savers that I went to, they were both very well maintained. Everyone was super nice that was working there. Definitely go check out your local thrift, and also check out the jewelry section. Like, you can find a lot of cool, cute jewels for a reasonable price. And if you're into beading and stuff, or making jewelry of your own, like sometimes they're selling jars of unused beads or old jewels. Like, you could basically take those apart and use those beads for your own work. So you definitely do not need to buy new beading for your jewelry making projects if you don't have to, unless you're looking for something very specific or a special gemstone, blah, blah, blah. But you can also do jewelry making sustainably in terms of like finding the beads and the gems and etc., and giving those pieces new life. So more food for thought. Okay, well, that's all I got. I'm sorry I rambled, but this is who I am as a person. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.